routine, Gunther?
I never drink when I'm working, Spencer.
So you're making up for it now, is that it?
Look, I thought we had a deal, Spence. You won't tell me what to do, I don't tell you what to do.
Yes, we have a deal, Gunther.
Will you stop worrying? I'm not gonna break up the furniture or anything. Mother hen. I think I'm just gonna take a little nap.
Don't get up, Gunther. What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be out of town by now.
I decided I didn't have enough carfare.
Oh, no, that's funny. It's very funny, Nora. I would have thought $2,000 could buy you a ticket to China.
I wasn't planning on going any further than Chicago. I'm leaving on the midnight bus.
Bon voyage, Nora.
And after I get there, what? I mean, the money's gonna last a month, not even that. Then I'm gonna have to take some lousy maid job or wait table in some crummy restaurant.
Well, what are you looking for, Nora? References?
Oh, you're real smug, aren't you? You came out of this mess with roses in your hair. What have I got to show for all the trouble I went through?
You didn't go through any trouble, Nora. You created it. There is a difference.
And it was all for your boss, wasn't it, Mr. Multimillionaire Whitney? Well, he got everything he wanted, and so did you. And I've got a measly $2,000.
Just be glad that you're not using that money for bail money. Now, can we say goodbye?
I thought you were going to invite me in.
I have company.
A drinking companion, huh?
Goodbye, Nora.
Well, so little Nora's out of the hospital, huh?
I was wondering if you were going to pop up and say hello. You know, if she'd have seen you, she'd probably be right back there.
Yeah, I'll bet you're right. She would have thought she was seeing a ghost. Why didn't you tell me she was in town?
Thought I was doing you a favor, Gunther.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I'm going to go get some dinner.
Yeah, you run along, Spence. Have yourself a nice, thick steak.
Don't wait up for me.
Don't worry, I won't. Hey, Spence, where do you catch that bus to Chicago?
There's a bus stop about a block away from here. You're not going after her, are you?
No. No, I'm just gonna stay right here. So, little Nora's in town, huh? And she's right here.
Calvin, what have you got there at the bookshop?
No luck at all, Chief. We went through every nook and cranny of the place. We found nothing. No Jody, no nothing. Just books, books, and more books.
What did the old man say?
Well, he doesn't really seem to know what's going on. I mean, he suggested one possibility, that someone might have used the phone while he was out back somewhere.
That's even vaguely possible?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds weird, but he's an old guy, and he's in the place all by himself. You know, bad hearing, bad eyesight, it's possible.
Tired of hearing that excuse, Calvin.
Yeah, well, I'm not all that fond of it myself, but it's the only one I've got right now.
Where are you calling from now?
A phone booth right across the street from the Saracen Head bookshop. Loomis and Tyler and myself decided we'd stake out the place, at least give the man a chance to close up, you know?
All right, yeah, that's a good idea. Keep me posted. Anything happens.
Okay, I can reach you at this number?
Be here for a while. If I'm not here, call headquarters. They'll know where I am.
Right. Bye-bye.
So long. I guess you heard.
I assume there's no sign of Jody in the place?
I just don't understand it if they traced the call there.
It's possible somebody just used the bookshop phone and then left with her. But this bookshop is figured twice now in the abduction, so we're going to keep our eye on the place.
Is that what Calvin and Damien are doing?
Yeah, and a third man, Loomis. They got the place staked out.
Oh, I don't know, Derek. It just doesn't sound to me like we've learned anything.
Well, we have. We know Jody is alive and well. We know that from the phone call.
What we don't know is the motive for this kidnapping. There have been no demands made. They haven't asked for money. They haven't asked for anything. It doesn't make any sense.
I know it. That's what frightens me. It's so
All
mysterious.
we know is it has something to do with that portrait.
Yes, you know about Eridu, don't you, Derek?
Well, I know that's how the note was signed, the note that enticed her to the bookshop in the first place.
Yes, but the word Eridu is on the portrait. You can't see it with the naked eye, but it's there. It's right on the cameo. Hello? Oh, hello, Chad. No, we haven't heard anything. No word. We're still waiting. Oh, well, sure. Yes, I think that would be all right. Hold on just a second. It's Chad Sutherland. He wants to know if he can come over.
It's all right with me.
Sure, that would be fine. Come on, we'll be here. Okay, Chad. Bye-bye. Oh, he sounds just as worried as we are.
So will Gavin be when he knows about this.
Anything shaking?
No, everything's quiet. Old man Keys is in there, but I haven't seen a customer yet. Where's Loomis?
Oh, he's making a phone call. I think he had to check in with his wife. I don't think he was prepared to work late duty.
Look, I've got the old man now. Want to take a look?
Yeah. Hey, looks like he's getting ready to leave.
All right, we don't know any more now than we did when we started.
You think it's possible that he was telling the truth, that that phone call could have been made without his knowledge?
Well, you know Keys longer than I have. What do you think?
I don't know. I always thought of him as the friendly neighborhood bookseller, you know? He always seemed to be a pretty harmless old dude to me.
Well, maybe he is. And again, maybe he isn't. Look, he's just going into the back room.
He's probably going to turn out the lights. You know, still, it doesn't seem like he's part of a kidnapping gang. What do you think? What do you think we ought to do when he leaves?
I think one of us ought to follow him.
We're right outside the bookstore, but I don't think it's going to do any good. There's no trace of the girl.
I thought you cops had these guys pinned down. Now, didn't you tell me you had the phone call traced?
We did, right to this bookstore, and all we found was a lot of books.
No wonder this country's in such a mess. You guys give us absolutely no police protection whatsoever. When are you going to shape up?
Don't worry yourself about it, Eddie. We'll catch up with them.
I'm not worried about the kidnappers. I want the girl. Dead.
I told you. I'll do my best to make sure she has that accident.
Do me a favor, huh? Don't do your best. Just do your job, all right? Now, when am I going to hear from you again?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I gotta be careful.
While you're being careful, I'm over here starving to death. I've been hanging around this phone for hours. I must have lost 10 pounds here.
All right. I'll try and get back to you in about an hour. Where are you gonna be?
I'm going to be at a restaurant. Here, I'll give you the phone number. It's 559,000, I think. Yeah, it's at a tavern. Sid's Tavern, it's called. All right, call me there. Bye-bye.
Bye.
No more excuses for spots.
Spots?
I'll bet Harry unloaded the dishwasher.
Maybe she didn't see the spots.
Maybe.
I used the energy cycle.
No more excuses for spots with new improved Cascade. Under tough conditions like the energy cycle, other leading brands can leave spots. Cascade's advanced sheeting action leaves dishes virtually spotless. Let's start over with Cascade.
Terrific.
Everything looks wonderful.
Even on the energy cycle, there's no excuse for spots with new improved Cascade.
Tonight, this place will be filled. People will be watching movies and not watching what they're eating. Pretty soon, it'll come back to haunt them.
My tummy hurts.
Mine too. That chili dog.
Don't worry, we've got Pepto at home.
Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it soothes heartburn and upset stomach, as well as diarrhea.
I thought we left the monster back at the movies.
It's only me.
Pepto-Bismol. The one that coats is the only one you need.
I polish away plaque when I polish my smile.
New Pearl Drops tooth polish with foaming action helps polish away plaque.
It's a great feeling.
Polish your smile with new Pearl Drops and help polish away plaque.
Feel the hold you can touch. Mink Difference Hairspray, enriched with precious mink oil. Feel the soft, feel the silky, feel the difference. Mink Difference.
Hi, I'm Ross Schaefer, and my game is the game of love.
Let's talk about signs of affection.
Love me not. Where sweet nothings can be worth thousands. You win the game. Join me for Love Me Not, premiering September 29th on USA, America's all-entertainment network.
The sounds of strings begin anew. The 1986 U.S. Open continues. Tomorrow, live at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, exclusively on the USA Network.
So both those characters turned out to be real duds, huh?
Well, to be polite about it, I couldn't act at all, Sid.
I'm sorry to hear that. I feel almost responsible.
Oh, Sid, don't be silly. All you did was put the sign up about the classes.
Yeah, I know, but it only attracted 2 potential students, and neither one of them was any good. Maybe I ought to put it in a different place.
I don't think that'd make any difference, Sid. This town isn't exactly crawling with people who want to pay for acting classes.
Especially when the night school has free classes at the university.
Ah, but they don't have Jim Diedrichson.
Oh. You really know how to make a guy feel good.
I know how to make the guy feel even better. Food. Food?
Ah.
I'll get you food. I won't be long.
Thanks.
Good evening. May I show you to a table?
I think I see someone I know. Thank you. Hello, Jim.
Well, Spencer, how are you?
I'm fine. How's your leg?
Well, it's getting better. Still hurts when I run. All it has left is a little scar in memory of our friend Smiley. I'm sorry, have you met Valerie Bryson?
Valerie? No, I haven't, but I've heard a great deal about you, Miss Bryson. I'm Spencer Varney. I work for Schuyler Whitney.
Oh, yes. Hi, how do you do?
Fine.
Would you like to sit down?
Well, yes, but just for a moment, thank you. I have to admit, I've been rather curious about meeting you, Miss Bryson. You've played quite a role in my life recently.
Oh, I have? How so?
Well, it's quite a long story. Perhaps another time.
Well, what is it you do for Mr. Whitney?
At the moment, you can call me his business manager, but the job really hasn't started yet.
Oh, when does it start? When he takes over the estate?
Yes, that process has started now. It's just a matter of a day or two.
And I gather that Mr. Whitney has quite a number of business interests.
Yes, he does.
What kind of things, Spencer? Would he be interested in investing in an acting studio?
Hey, he already has a theater.
Yeah, he's getting his theater back, plus everything else.
Isn't the theater the place where all the trouble started when you people tried to put on a production there?
Yeah, Raven gave us that place, rent-free, and then she took it away, just because Gavin Wiley was in the group.
Which is when the scam was born. That's when you decided to pull that joke on Raven.
There seems to have been a double punchline. Now Raven has lost the theater.
Hey, Jim. Maybe you could get that theater back. I mean, maybe Schuyler wouldn't mind if you all used it.
Let's not get carried away, Val.
Well, it's just sitting there empty. All those empty seats, the empty stage.
Well, that's investment property. I don't think Mr. Whitney is going to hand it over to a bunch of impoverished actors.
You know, Jim, in a way, your impoverished actors are responsible for helping Schuyler get his name back.
That's true. It wouldn't hurt to just talk to him, Jim. I mean...
You wouldn't give me the time of day. The last time I saw him, I had the feeling Mr. Whitney didn't like me very much.
Jim, may I make a suggestion?
Sure, you're the business manager.
I think that the person to talk to Mr. Whitney about this subject is Miss Bryson.
Protein stains. When they're ground in, soaked through, you need more power to cut through. The protein power of new Era Plus. This tough grass stain is made of protein, and protein gets out protein. Now Era has more power to even cut through the ground-in dirt below. Nothing gets out every stain, but now there's new Era Plus. Protein power to cut clean through.
It's the racing showdown we've been waiting for between old Spick and Span
and new no-rinse Spick and Span.
And they're off.
Heck, Don, I gotta say, I'm real impressed with new no-rinse Spick and Span. It's got the same great cleaning power, but doesn't streak like you-know-who.
They're in the home stretch.
And old Spick and Span in a tailspin. and it's going back to rinse.
That makes new Spick and Span our winner. It's faster to the finish because there's no rinsing.
From the investor's point of view, with Charles Schwab.
I started Charles Schwab and Company from the investor's point of view. You save on commissions at Schwab, but you also get a level of service that will surprise you.
I take this 11:30 red-eye about once a week. Restaurants are closed, newsstand is closed, but my broker is open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Wherever you are, no matter what time of day or night,
Charles Schwab.
you can place an order with Charles Schwab and Company every day.
Placing an order at this hour? It's one of the reasons I wouldn't invest with anyone else.
Fast service, big discounts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm Charles Schwab, and that's the way I see it, from the investor's point of view.
If big discounts and quality service make sense to you, call now for your free booklet, What a Discount Broker Can Do for You. Call now, 800-445-4500 toll-free. That's 800-445-4500.
Well, it's...
Here you go, kiddo.
Thanks.
Oh, would you like to order now?
No, thank you. I'll order for my own table, please.
Well, you're welcome to join us, Spencer.
Thanks, but I have some business papers to look over.
Well, whatever you want. Glad you came over.
And thank you for the suggestion.
My pleasure.
Right over here, okay?
He's a strange man, isn't he? He's so controlled. Do you think he meant what he said?
Yeah, I think he knows what he's talking about. I also think that he knows more than I do.
What do you mean?
You and Skylar. I think there's a reason that he thinks you ought to talk to Skylar about this theatrical stuff.
Jim, you know that I went out with Sky in Switzerland. I mean, that's why he was bothering me when he first came back here, because he thought that I could help him prove his identity.
Is that all?
I'm not sure. And you know, actually, I would rather not talk to him about the theater. Or about anything else for that matter.
Okay. I'll take care of it myself.
Good evening. Table for one?
Unless you care to join me for dinner, sexy lady.
Well, now, if I did that, how could I take your order and serve your food? How about this, Liz?
Yeah, this is fine. I got this little hang-up about sitting in restaurants with my back to the door. A friend of mine told me this was a terrific place.
Oh, well, then he's a friend of mine, too.
See, when I'm out running around with some chippy or, some of the heavyweight guys I work with, we usually wind up in these French fancy restaurants, you know what I mean? And you wait hours for your food, and they're always changing the ashtrays. But when I'm alone, I like to go to places where you get home cooking, family style.
Well, I like to hear that. I do most of the cooking myself. It's just like Mama used to make.
You certainly don't look like Mama. I'll tell you what, bring me 2 bottles of beer. Then I'm going to have a shrimp cocktail. I have some soup. I want salad with Roquefort. Make me a steak, nice and rare, some potatoes. That ought to do it.
You got it.
By the way, what's your name?
I'm Sid, as in Sid's Tavern.
Holy mackerel, you're the boss here. Well, that's terrific. My name is Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Eddie Lorimer. Now, listen, maybe you can do me a favor. One of my business partners may be calling me here later. We got some things to talk about. So if there's a phone call, I'll be right here. Eddie Lorimer, okay?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you know.
Okay. I think I'm going to like this little joint.
Well, I'm glad to meet you, Chad. I hear you're one of the last people to have seen Jody.
That may be true, but there's no telling how many people saw Jody after she left the studio.
Well, we do know that she went to Sid's place.
Yes, and she saw Cliff Nelson there.
He was her cover.
What do you mean?
Jody promised the Kavanaughs that she wouldn't keep this appointment by herself. She was going to ask her friend Cliff Nelson to go with her.
But he didn't. She went all by herself.
Well, I did get the impression that Jody has a mind of her own.
Chad, what other impressions did you get when you saw her last?
Well, she seemed kind of excited about something, kind of flushed. I didn't mind the extra color in her face since I was painting her portrait.
Yes, the portrait. What about this portrait?
Well, it's a gift from Dwight Endicott to Jody.
Why would the Endicotts be giving her a gift like this?
Well, Dirk, you remember when the original portrait was stolen from the gallery?
Well, Mr. Endicott wanted to make it up to Jody for the inconvenience that she had suffered.
You could also say it was a gift to me. the portrait commission.
All right, then. Why would he want to be giving you a gift like this? Just what are you to Dwight Endicott?
Well, no relation. He's just a good friend of the family. In a way, I guess you could say he's been sort of a surrogate father to me ever since I started going to school in Monticello.
Uh-huh, I see.
However, he won't see the finished portrait. Mr. Endicott's left Monticello.
He's what?
When did that happen?
I just heard about it myself, and I was just as surprised as you are.
Did you say he's left for good?
I'm not really sure. Last time I spoke with his daughter, Grace, she told me that her father had left the country for an indefinite period.
I'll get it. Hello? Oh, Gavin, hello.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Well, I'm all right. I assume you're still in Cincinnati.
Yeah, and everything's going great here. The play's almost ready to open.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, well, you know, I really can't take credit for it, though, because the previous director did most of the work before I got here. And, boy, he really did a darn good job. Don't ask me why they decided to change horses in midstream. But listen, is Jody there?
Oh, Gavin, no, she isn't.
Well, I kind of figured I'd miss her. I guess she's down at Sid's pretending that she's missing me.
Oh, Gavin, she misses you, believe me. We all do.
Nicole, is everything okay there?
I think he has a right to know. You want me to tell him?
Yes, please do.
Gavin, it's Miles.
Miles, is there anything wrong there?
Yes. Jody is missing. She got a letter from someone asking her to meet him at a bookstore. Someone who claimed to have some information about the portrait. Now, we haven't seen her since.
How long ago did this happen?
About 24 hours. But look, she is all right, as far as we know. I mean, we've spoken to her on the phone.
You've spoken to her. So you're trying to tell me that she's being held somewhere?
Gavin, the police have some very good clues. We expect her back very, very soon.
Well, you can expect me back very, very soon. I'm taking the next plane home.
Who's there? All right, who is it? Now listen. All right, this is your idea, some kind of a joke.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Hey, come on. What's the matter, baby? Hey, come on.
Zestfully clean. Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
New Zest lathers you clean, then rinses you cleaner.
Do I look clean to you? Surprise! I'm not fully clean unless I'm zestfully clean. Soap leaves a sticky film on you that won't rinse away. But Zest rinses you fully clean.
Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
If you think you can never wear Lee press-on nails because of the active things you do, try these. Active length Lee press-on nails. Easy to put on as natural length, as flattering as glamour length Lee press-on nails, but in a length that beautifies active hands. Active length Lee press-on nails. Beautiful, yet sturdy enough to use over and over. They take your favorite polish so well, they're almost impossible to chip. Active women, press on. Lee active length press-on nails.
What exciting changes will rock TV this fall? Inquiring minds want to know.
We want to know.
What new shows will dazzle? Which favorite stars will shine? What blockbuster movies, what electrifying dramas are headed your way? This week's National Enquirer tells you. What can you do to break a bad habit?
It's in the Enquirer.
Can not talking to your mate make your marriage happier? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Move over, Miami Vice.
The guys from Riptide are coming at you.
People generally get out of the way of crazies.
They're high-flying, high-tech detectives, always ready to save a damsel in distress.
Will you guys help me, please?
California style.
Sounds fantastic.
Perry King and Joe Penny. Riptide. Weeknights premiering September 29th on the USA Network.
Boy, Keyes is really taking his time. I mean, this guy stops and looks at every single book before he puts it on the shelf.
Well, there's no reason to be suspicious about that, necessarily. Maybe we're just wasting our time here.
Yeah, maybe. And it's the only clue we got.
Hey, guys. What's happening?
Well, zero so far. Old man Keyes is down there, but he's just straightening things up and turning out lights.
Yeah. We begin to think that maybe he was telling us the truth about that phone call being made without his knowledge. Hold it. Hold it. I think he's leaving. Yep. He's putting on his jacket.
Now, let me have a look.
Well?
Yeah, he's on his way out. Well, what do we do now?
Well, Calvin and I were thinking that somebody should follow him home. He might take us to some leads.
Hey, yeah, that's a good idea. Why don't you guys tail him, and then I'll stick around here just in case.
I guess it's okay with me. How about you, Calvin?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sure, why not? Let's go.